What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Tottenham Talk. Oh man, it is another tough episode to record because another loss, and that's two in a row, and one against Liverpool and one against Brighton. So, Matt, this is going to be a tough episode to record just because I think we have a lot of thinking to do as a team. I think we have a lot of growing up to do, and I don't know. There's a lot to jump into here, so we're kind of going to run you through, our thoughts on the game. And really, though, this will probably be more of an episode of the state of the club, honestly, kind of because there's not much to recap in the game. It was pretty bad. So let's get started, Matt.
I'm ready.
Alrighty.
What do you want to hit on first?
Initial thoughts.
Well, it's the first game with Kane not in the squad. Obviously, he's hurt. So I was curious to know how differently we'd set up with that because he's obviously a main player, someone who's irreplaceable. First, I think issue we had was Vinicius wasn't starting, which I don't know why he didn't start. We had the three up top with Son, Bale, and Bergwijn, which, don't get me wrong, is a nice attack that you see on paper, but nothing against Bale. He hasn't had much of an impact in the Premier League games. And then, heck, same with Bergwijn. And, this is another game that it's a must win. It's a team that's sitting in seventh who's fighting for the stay in the Prem. It should be a clear 3-4, 4-1 win away. With the quality of our squad. Well, seeing Vinicius start, I thought was kind of interesting. I know a lot of us have faith in Jose and what he does.
That's starting to waver.
After this, what
is that faith starting to waver now?
Yes, it is. After two losses that I think we could have. I think definitely the Liverpool game. That was a very unfortunate loss because how poorly our defensive played. But despite that loss, today needed to be a win. So Vinicius not starting, I thought was very poor decision by Jose. Well, we had some
it wasn't
top.
Just
okay,
poor decision. It was disappointing. I don't
understand
why. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You're fine. On top of that, with Vinicius not starting, I don't know why we're playing this 3-4-3 formation. I like three in the back, okay, but I hate when we do not have a midfield. Our midfield is torched the whole game in a 3-4-3. There's no room to play. It's all up the side. Which is fine to some extent, but you have to adjust to whom you're playing. And if you're going to play against Brighton, who's going to have 11 people behind the ball, compacting that mid, okay, yes, maybe go wide, but you don't go wide every single time. There was no system today. I'm going off here, but
couldn't agree more.
It's tough to watch because if I were in the position of choosing the formation, I would either have a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-5-2. I don't understand why Tanguy is pushed so much into the central midfield where he's got to do a lot on defense, which is fine. He can do on defense, but he's an attacking player. He's going to go at their back line. He's going to try to create, and he cannot do that when he's on defense. And it's too difficult. And the fact that we have Davies at left mid is an issue, and the fact that we have Sissoko playing right mid is an issue. Even though Sissoko didn't have terrible performance, he was better out of the majority of the players. I don't get it. There's no system in this 3-4-3. There was no sitting back. There was no high press. To where I was confused what I was watching. I was genuinely about to turn the game off at halftime because I was like, I don't want to watch this. And I knew we were going to lose the game. After we got scored on, I was like, this is it. We're done. And to be fair, Brighton should have had at least two more goals. It should have been a 3-0 game. Brighton. We were so bad on and off the ball. And I don't know necessarily tactically what Jose was thinking, if he was wanting just to go up the sides and try to just get service in. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but the first goal that we got scored on was 100% Davies' fault, I thought. And I don't think
I'm gonna like jump in here because that was just I'm speechless with the defending because it is so bad. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not going to hate and criticize too much because that's not what we're about. But Goodness gracious. I
I'm
mean,
criticizing. That's what I'm about.
Matt, like you I literally don't have words to say this because
It's so bad. I
I
think I can
can't
play better soccer.
okay, let's put this into words. When you're in, 10-year-old soccer league, you learn how to defend better than we defended today. Toby and Joe, they just started running back like, oh, we'll leave this man at the top of the box. That's okay. I'll mark this space right here because that's where they play in this space. No, they play the men. And that's the exact same way that Wickham scored on us, which I was criticizing Tanganga for. Check your shoulder. That is a no-brainer. First thing you have to learn to be a top Premier League, not even to be a top, to be an average Premier League center back or defender. Davies,
You know what's funny on top of that, Clay? You're going to like this. At halftime against Liverpool, the announcers before the game said this, and I don't know if you missed it, but Joey at halftime said to his back line, at the time it was Doherty, who else was back? Dyer, and then Davies. Yeah. He said that the defensive line that he had back at Swansea was better than what he plays with now. And it was just a funny comment. I was dying when I heard that. But I mean, he's not wrong.
I don't know about that. That might be a bit harsh and kind of filled with emotion. But in all honesty, it's just unacceptable. I mean, minus Toby's off the line save, I thought the whole defense looked very bad, like very, very bad, and frightening, to be honest. Like, if this is our future, we are screwed. I mean, we're creating no opportunities going forward. We have no game plan going forward. We have no game plan defensively. And the subs make absolutely zero sense. You're spot on when you say there's no plan, there's no tactics in this game. I mean, are we pressing their back line? Are we sitting back? Are we trying to counter? I'm out of words because I really don't know what to expect when we watch the games. You want your team and your manager to have a clear objective, and I feel, while the players aren't playing well, it's hard to play when you don't know what you're playing for. You don't know what the objective of your game is. When Liverpool goes out, they know what they're supposed to do. Trent knows his role on the pitch. When Van Dijk's playing, he knows his role on the pitch. Thiago knows his role on the pitch. Salah, Firmino, Mane, they know their roles on the pitch. I fear that when our team goes out and we play a formation like we did today, they don't know their role. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Because there's not that much structure to our game plan. And I really don't understand, we're not behind the scenes, obviously, but what does this mean for us? What do we have to do to get back in? You talk about our wavering trust in Jose. Is he the answer? What do we do? I mean, we are at a crossroads here, in a major crossroads, might I add, because if we do not turn this around again on Thursday, we won't get Europa League. We won't have a chance at top four. We'll be fighting for Europa League. And a Tottenham team fighting for Europa League is not good enough. And there is no excuse. I don't care how long or how little Jose has been with us. We have better players than the majority of the people in the Premier League. Hell, we've talked about it before. We have arguably a better front three than, most of the people in the Premier League. Yet we're creating horrible chances. It's crazy. I mean, someone needs to step up. And to go on your point about our formation, do I like a 3 in the back? I love a 3 in the back. I really do. But our defenders aren't good enough. They're just not. They're not good enough for it. I mean, at the end when Toby made his, goal line save, Joe Rodon got absolutely toasted. I mean, yes, he's a young guy. We can say that all we want, but goodness sakes. I mean, you can't afford to let that happen. He got toasted by... He's containing the guy, and he sees the run coming. He sees his players coming. Step back. He's not going to rip a shot from 50 out. And if he does, so be it. You're marking the important run. He's got to look to his left, follow that run so that he can't play that ball. He's obviously not fast enough. And if you're not fast enough, I don't know why we're playing him 3 in the back then. That's got to be a 4th back then. So poor decisions there on my part. And it honestly might not even be the player's fault. It could be a result of the fact that there is no game plan. What is the game plan? What are we supposed to do here? When you're a player, you need to go on the pitch with a purpose and a mindset of, I know what I need to do. A winning mentality is not it. That's not all of it. Is it important to have that? Yes, it is. But that being said, if you're unsure of what your role is, it's going to be really tough to play well. What are your thoughts on that?
You have some interesting points in terms of we're not good enough to play a 3-back, which honestly we are. Our defense is not. To where if it's going to be changing formation, why don't we switch to a 4-back? I'd rather have more defensive-minded players to make up for our center backs mistakes than not having our backs at all. When you play that 3 with those or 5, it's kind of confusing sometimes. Davies and Sissoko being pushed up, but
it's also extremely puzzling to me to see us play a 3-back formation, which with wing backs, and not see Doherty play in that wing back spot. Instead, Sissoko. Nothing to knock Sissoko, but that's not his spot. He's not going to play there, and we will not be successful with him playing there. And I'm not saying we're going to be successful with Doherty playing there, but that's his position. His natural position is a right wing back. Why not at least try it? I mean, the man played left back last game, and he played horrible, frankly, but, I don't know what to do because I feel that Jose feels he has no options, but I also feel that he's finding himself in this situation because he hasn't put together some sort of clear objective for the team.
Jose has plenty of options.
I mean,
he has so much talent that sits on the bench. He has so much talent that he plays, but not plays them to their full potential. I can name off tons of players. Majority of the players I can think of right now are just kind of their talents being wasted. I mean, there's no room for us to say, you know what, for us being in 6th is excusable. What's actually funny too, Clay, is I looked up the Premier League last year, and we were sitting in after 20 games, we were sitting in 6th, and we had 30 points. We have 33 right now. And first
so this time last year that we had 30 points, and now we have 33?
Correct. So we have 3 points better this year than we did last year, which is
that's
so
atrocious.
Bad.
I hate to say that's atrocious.
7 new signings, we should be in top 4 right now. That's so bad.
I'm not even worried about the signings, Matt. With our players that are given current players, that is not good enough. Last year,
on top of that, everyone's getting better this season, but not by. That's oh my lord. We had 8 wins, 6 draws, and 6 losses at this time last year.
We have 5 losses right now.
We have 5 losses right now.
Yep.
Okay, so we had one more loss now, but take out Liverpool being 18 wins with 1 draw at the time, so they had 55 points. But second place at 20 games was Leicester. They had 42 points. That's realistic for what teams are sitting at right now. I think Liverpool's at 41 points. No, Liverpool's at 39. And United's maybe at 41. That puts United's at 41 because they just drew it against Arsenal. So that puts them even after 20 games, with City being in 3rd this past season at 41 points. So we're 3 points better than last year.
But wow, that is not good.
Chelsea was sitting in 4th last year after 20 games with 35 points.
Matt, I'll tell you what, this is as atrocious of a season that last season was. This season is not an improvement based on those numbers right there. You know what I mean? So that I think Levy and the board need to take a real long look at that and say, what is the move here? What is the right?
What's the issue?
What is the issue? So it's not the quality of players. We have quality players. We see teams with lower quality players doing better. A winning mentality is great, all great, and that's what Jose is all about. But when you lose and then you don't respond and you lose again to a lesser side, that shows no winning mentality, in my opinion. You look at it, there's twice now that has happened. The first time we lost to Liverpool, we went on the weekend and lost to Leicester. The second time we lose to Liverpool, we go on the weekend and we lose to Brighton. It's unacceptable, frankly. So I don't know if you have any more thoughts on that. I'll kind of end this part of our episode with a change needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. It cannot, if Jose has any prayer of being a success at Tottenham, and if our players have any prayer of doing well this season, we can't afford to do any less than win the next win or draw the next 20 games. The rest of the games, whatever it may be. It's less than 20, obviously, but we can't lose again. We really can't if we want any prayer of doing anything special this season. I right now, my gut is telling me that we aren't going to do something special this season, and it's going to be another season of holding on to what was in the past, not kind of putting that away and looking to the future. I feel like our team and our club right now is in a pivotal point in their history where we're trying to hold on to what the team used to be and build off that, while I feel we should be saying, forget about the past. Let's move forward. How can we move forward? How can we take the team we have and create something new? And I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I don't see any promises of that either. The only promising thing of the last game was Joe Rodon because he played well, and I didn't think he played that well today. I thought he played okay. Like I said, I don't think there's any communication going from the back line. It seems panicked. It seems disorganized. It seems uncomposed. It seems all sorts of things. Maybe that comes with the fact that we keep switching it up. That we were playing our best football this season when we had Dyer and Toby in the center back, and we kept it consistent. So I'm not sure if that's the move now. Obviously, that could have been just a run of form, but something has to change, and we got to get consistent in our back line because they're not good enough to be switching around like this. Those are my final thoughts on sort of the analysis. What do you got?
No, I those final thoughts I think are great. I think they show a lot in terms of what maybe needs to be fixed and what is the issue right now. And you state how our back line back in the very beginning of the season with Toby and Dyer was working. It was functional. It was I thought we had a really strong back line at the start, but
we had a system too. We had a game plan.
Things were flowing, and it's shocking to me to see where we had 2 games. We had technically 3 games in hand, and we lost 2 of them in a row. And we could be sitting in 4th right now if we want them. But I mean, it is what it is, and I guess we have to keep our head up and hopefully, we come on top of this. But as much as I want to say that, I have honestly next to nothing in terms of hope left, because I just after really watching the Brighton game, I just don't know what we can do that's good. I mean, besides, actually, you know what? I take that back. I love how Bergwijn is so good on just dribbling. I just love that. But anyways, that was just something that I just thought was interesting. I thought we saw more out of him actually this game, but nothing really happened from him doing that in the first place. Yep. So it is really, very tough. But I really want to get into these player ratings, Clay.
All right. I agree. All right. Starting off, Hugo.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 6.
5.
Yeah. All right. Sanchez. 3, 2, 1, 5.
5. Came off at halftime.
Yeah. Toby. 3, 2, 1, 7.
7.
Yeah. And that's not that is a low 7 because
I'm giving him a generous 7 right now because he saved us from 2-0.
Exactly. That's
what difference does it make, honestly?
Yeah. Joe Rodon.
Joe Rodon?
Yeah. 3,
okay.
2, 1,
6.
5, 6. I wrote 6. Kind of mixed up there. Ben Davies.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 5.
4.
Yeah.
He's been horrible the last couple games.
Højbjerg.
Okay.
I gotta think about this. All right, 3, 2, 1, 6. Yeah. I'm being too generous, I think. Tanguy. 3, 2, 1,
6.
6. Yeah. I keep saying it and I have nothing in my head.
You're fine.
Sissoko. 3, 2,
right.
1, 6.
6.
Son. 3, 2, 1,
6.
5. Yeah. Dude,
You know what's
I
crazy,
honestly
Clay?
feel- Go ahead.
I'm glad we're doing these ratings, but we could honestly. I mean, it's 4 points from 6th place to 12th.
Yeah, I know.
Leeds are in 12th right now with 29.
Yeah.
And after this ratings thing, after we do our rankings, our player ratings, I want to go through this table and see who we've lost to that's under us in points.
Yeah.
And see how many points we lost from it. Let's continue though.
All right. Gareth Bale.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 6.
4.
Damn. Why 4?
Didn't do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I feel. I don't know. I was too generous, obviously, but I feel like I'm just happy that he's playing again. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be the only hope I have is of him stepping up.
I know.
Like,
I agree with
over his
that.
next
But
few weeks.
what a waste of a loan.
Yeah. All right.
Not in terms
Bergwijn.
of quality, just in terms of just in general. Like we spend so much money on his wages, and it's just been it's so tough because we thought he was going to be this big deal.
Yep.
But
Bergwijn.
you know, just the front three of it's frustrating. Bergwijn.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1,
6.
6. Yeah. Jose. He's not going to get a very good rating.
What's Son?
We did Son.
Oh, we did Son. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Jose.
Let's do Vinicius.
You want to rate Carlos?
Yeah, he came on at halftime.
All right. What do you think? How do you think he played, first of all?
Poor.
Yeah. He had one good opportunity.
Which almost went in, to be fair, but
so,
he did not play.
You know, it's almost crazy, Matt. Like, if you play it forward, he might like get scoring chances, but yet we still don't start him. I don't get that. Doesn't quite make sense to me. All right. Carlos. 3, 2, 1, 5.
5.
All right. Jose.
Goal. Jose. All right.
3, 2, 1, 3.
2.
I thought mine was low. I thought mine was low, but you know
what did you say?
It comes down to the lack of ambition.
Did you say 3?
Yeah, I said 3. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Anyway, let's do man of the match real quick and do all those real quick too.
I don't think anyone deserves being a man of the match.
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna say was Toby because he saved us.
Maybe the goalpost for the first time they almost scored.
Toby, what do you got?
Actually, Toby deserved it.
Okay. Play of the game. Toby's
play of the game was when the play of the game was when you can if you want to say Toby, that's fine. But I'm gonna say play of the game was when the first shot they had hit the post. That post saved 2-0, baby.
That's good. All right, hidden gem. This is tough. I'm glad we put this segment in there because shut up. I'm glad we put this segment in there because sometimes being a Tottenham fan, it's hard to see the light. It's hard to find the hidden gem, but we have to. So, what do you got?
Our hidden gem, I'm gonna say is Rodon, because I'm not going off of his quality.
Huh?
What? I'm not going off his quality. I'm going off of his mental toughness and his ability to maybe lead a team in the future. After he did
you that, just curious, what has given you the image that he can lead a team?
The fact that he has the balls to say to his teammates that they're worse than the people that he played with at Swansea. When he's a very new player,
I also feel like is that helpful to anyone to say that?
I mean, it's out of emotion. If I heard that, I would be like, okay, you know what? I need to step up and play better. I want it as more motivation than more of a beatdown.
So you see that as motivation, not like like I kind of see it as like it could be like why the hell would you say that? That is just hurting the locker room type of thing. Like what do you get out of saying that?
I mean, I'm sure probably he said it out of emotion, like we said earlier, but I take it as
which is an immaturity thing, but
I don't know. I mean, I think he's trying to state something. I mean, and heck, I'm fine with saying it. If I was the manager, I'd be like, you need to listen to your teammate here and get your head out of your ass.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, that's fair.
I mean, if you want to play in the Prem and want to be top there, you got to be able to take criticism from your teammates.
I'm not saying criticism. I'm just saying I don't know if that shows that he can lead a team or if that shows that. I just can't understand our whole defending today. So maybe I just think that like our defense is.
Well, just a disclaimer. I took it as motivation.
Yeah. No. It could be. I don't. Who knows? It'd be different if we were there too. But
what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with. I don't know. I really don't know. Seems like the only like positive thing out of every game is Tanguy still.
Yeah, no.
You know, in some way, shape, or form, he's getting the best rating usually. Hidden gem wise, the fact that we have the opportunity to turn this around still, I mean, that's a positive. You know, it's not like there's.
I mean, how many points are we off? We're off 6 points from fourth now. With the game in hand.
Yeah, it's not like there's 4 games left. You know what I mean? If that was the case, you know, there's no hope left, but there is still hope as much as it's hard to find.
Okay, back up real quick. Because being devil's advocate, someone could be like, well, no, listen, like there's still so much time left in the season, blah, blah. I get that, but there's no room and there's no way for an excuse. How do you see hope when you've seen one of the worst performances in years from your side? Even the halftime.
I'll answer that exactly the right way because that's your job. What are you called of a team? We are supporters, are we not?
Correct.
What does that mean?
You support a team. What do you mean?
Exactly. Support. You know, it's like support is backing something, is keeping something up, is the hope of something that doesn't have hope, you know? The supports of a building, they keep it up. You know, if our team is a building, we're the thing keeping it up.
Well, I don't know if I have hope right now.
I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying, you know, the only hidden gem maybe that could be is that it's not, you know, it's not like there's 3 games left and, we bottled it, you know?
No, I still have hope.
It's still possible. It's still out there. It may take us a sec to find it. You know, it may take our team to respond to get it back to us to help us find it, but it's there. You know what I mean?
Well, then you wonder what was the really difference between the time Pochettino got sacked compared to the time right now.
I think it's because Poch had been there for like 5 years, and Jose has barely had a full year without a real preseason. Also, I mean those are, you know, I'm not saying I want or don't want Jose here still. I'm just saying those are valid things you got to think about. Is Jose hasn't even had a full year. He hasn't had a real preseason, so you know it's tough in a lot of ways. But that's not an excuse. Don't get me wrong.
It's really frustrating, and I'm saying this out of frustration too. All this stuff.
As you should be frustrated.
As I am always will be a supporter of Tottenham, no matter what. But this exactly is our time to state how we feel about it.
Exactly. So we look forward to the next game, right?
Chelsea tied with us. We have a game in hand, though. That's a positive.
There's your hidden gem.
Maybe that's your hidden gem. That's what you said.
I like my hidden gem. The fact that it's not over yet. But the issue is, you know, a lot of us fans, we can't find the hope right now. So that being said, it's our team's job to help us find it, right? Our team is in the position to respond and give us that hope. Alrighty. Matt, thanks for coming on today. Hopefully Thursday when we record.
I love you. You state that as if I was not going to come on next time.
Well, dude, if we play any worse, I'm not sure if you will. So, all right. Thank you for listening, everyone. Try to find the hope in this. Try to find to move on. You know, there's not much use in dwelling on this because there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. If we were making the lineups, maybe we'd win, but we're not. So we move on and we look to the next game. So thanks for listening, and check us out on Twitter at Tottenham_Talks and Instagram at Tottenham_Talk_podcast. And as always, more importantly, now more than ever, Come on, you Spurs.